Onda vatos, thanks again for tuning into yet another video. Let's just get into this topic, of course, of today's video. Harley should just stick to what they know. Alright, we've been hearing this a lot recently, quite a bit, with the Revolution Max models, with the live wires, and now potentially these new scramblers from Harley. So, and then we also have the e-bikes. You know, that's something else that they released, what was it, last year? But yes, I mean, you hear it a lot. A lot of Harley fanboys are not happy with, you know, the changes they've been making. Liquid cooled, dual overhead cams. This is technology that Harley's not known for. And I just don't really understand this argument at all, because when you look at the competition, everybody has a vast amount of different options for two wheels. Everybody, and I'm going to show you guys right now. Harley just sticking to one thing, it just doesn't make sense, because I mean, they've been doing that one thing for over or close to 120 years. They've been building air-cooled V-twins forever. Recently with the Milwaukee 8, of course. You know, there's been other manufacturers that have placed or used 4 valves you know, per cylinder before. All right, this is technology that's been around for 20 years. I remember seeing a Ford, a Mustang, 4 valves. Yes, it's been around for a while, since 1980s, I believe. Dual overhead cams, that's been around for 20-30 years too. I mean, this is technology. My metric cruiser, Honda Shadow, that's actually a overhead cam design. It's been around for a long time, all right? This is technology that's available. Harley has been doing the same thing for the last 120 years, and it's time for them to open up their market and just show us what they got, show us what they can do just in other marketplaces other than just Cruiser, American Cruiser, or Big V Twin or whatever. This is them trying to expand and just attract new riders, but they have to be competitive with the price, and that's just something that we don't see from Harley. I don't know. I guess this is just the way I see it. If you're introducing something new to the market, you gotta be competitive with the price, because there's markets that already have established platforms, established vehicles in those categories, and you can't be, you know, the newcomer come into this new marketplace, adventure riding, sport riding, a scrambler, whatever, and be like, oh, well, I'm gonna charge $20,000 for this because it's got the name, you know, it's got the badge. It's not like that. All right, you already have great, you know, adventure bikes out there from BMW, from Honda, Ducati, maybe. Anyways, let's get into, of course, the scrambler. People are not happy with, you know, these new models, but the way I see it, they just released the Lowrider ST, which is, you know, somewhat brand new. It's new. It's 100% Harley air-cooled, 117 big V twin. You know, frame-mounted fairing, a good overall, well-rounded, long touring, you know, around the town. Just an all well-rounded model or bike from Harley, and I like seeing that kind of stuff. But at the same time, we got to see something new. We got to, you know, there's a lot of riders in the Facebook group and the Lowrider S group that have actually made the switch from a cruiser to the Pan America. There's been quite a few riders that have actually traded in. Nick from Laidlaw, he's one of those guys. He actually traded in his Lowrider S for a Pan America. And the reason why I'm a fan of the Revolution Max is because it's super modular. They could adapt this to anything out there. They could swap out the rear end. They could swap out the front end, give it a different rake without redesigning or manufacturing like a whole new line. This is so modular that they could, you know, make this into this same frame, same engine, and they could take this, which is the Pan America, and this, and then they could make this. You know, this is just something that I like seeing from Harley. This is what I'm talking about, them being innovative where they could take the same platform, that same engine, that same frame, and adapt it across all their different lineup, or all their different options. This is just kind of like, this is just the way, this is a way to maximize their return in R&D, research and development. Because let's be honest, push rod, air cooled, I'm pretty sure Harley has made well above what they've invested in air cooled technology, especially with the Sportster. It's been around for 60 years, same engine, same frame, slight different changes, but the Evo has been very profitable for Harley. Okay, the Sportster price should have gone down over the last 10-20 years because they didn't do anything to it. So let's just go into it right here. Let's just look at a quick lineup right here, and let's just look at their lineup overall. Man, look at, just check. This is Honda, of course. We have the Goldwing, we have the Fury, we have the Shadow, different Shadows. We have the Rebels, and this is just, of course, street touring cruiser. All right, let's move on down. Now we have the Super Sports. These are the sport bikes. Then we have the Sports. Look at all this. Look at all the options from Honda. All right, this is why, yes, the cruiser marketplace is dominated by Harley, but there's multiple different markets out there. It's just not cruiser. There's all kinds of different types of riding, and these other guys they're just killing it. Look at the Monkey, the Grom. All right, these are the mini motos or the mini bikes. And then let's move on down to the adventure riding. Look at all these great options. The Africa Twin, both of these are great. These are the established models in their category that Harley's trying to compete against. They're trying to take a little bit into that market, because look at Honda. They're cutting it into the cruising market. These are great options. The Rebel 1100, and of course I own my own metric bike right here. So why can't Harley do it too? You know what I'm saying? And this is just for that argument of Harley should just stick to what they know, and eventually they're gonna die off if they don't expand their options. And then we have, of course, the dual sports. We have the scooters right here. Look at this. The trail, the motocross. Look at all these options from Honda. And then you still have ATVs. And what is this? What is SX? Okay, and then they still have this. Look at all these options. And then let's go to Yamaha, motocross, cross country, trail, dual sport, super sport, hyper naked bikes, sport heritage. Look at all these options. And then every one of these categories, they have their own lineup. Look at this. Two bikes right here in sport touring. Let's look at the sport heritage. See, look at this. They have their own sport bike. Their own cruising bike. The Bolt, which is a really good bike. And these are like Bronxes right here. These are Street Fighters right here. And then they have Hyper Naked. Here's a little bit more of the Street Fighter, design. Look at all these options that they have. Let's look at BMW. Look at all these options. All right, this is just another competitor of Harley. They have their own touring model. Check this out right here. They have sport models. A lot of great options. Look at the touring models. These are straight competition against Harley's touring models. The Road Glide, the Sport Glide, the Road King. Check this out. This is all great options. Then they have their own Roadster, their own naked bikes. Then they have the Heritage. These are the cruising bikes. Look at these Cafe Racers. Beautiful bikes. Man, this is a nice one right here. These are beautiful bikes, adventure bikes. Check this out. These are well-established, bikes in their own category right here. This is what Harley's trying to compete against. And then, of course, Harley's, they're also introducing some other ones. And then they have their, what are these called? Scooters? Yeah, so these are, just check out. It's just not one style of bike. So I don't understand why it's such a big deal for Harley to be trying to expand their options. And then let's look at Ducati, another one. Man, they just don't do sport bikes. Anyways, you guys let me know in the comments. This video is getting kind of long, but the way I see it, it's good that Harley's expanding this. They have to probably redesign this, blend it in a little bit more. I think they're almost there. They just gotta retouch some of these components and just dress it up a little bit more. Give it that fit and finish that Harley's known for. You guys stay out there, stay safe. Don't believe everything you read. Life's risk. Get out there and ride. Later.